Good evening, everybody. This is Tanya, and today I am canning homemade barbecue chicken or barbecue chicken. And I saw Homestead Heart can her barbecue chicken or can some barbecue chicken, but she did breast, and I'm using legs and thighs because we don't really do breast or care too much for breast meat here in our house because we like the dark meat. So I can't remember what all seasoning she used, but I will link her video in the description so you can go and watch her video should you choose to do it or follow her recipe. But I'm using, of course, Slap Your Mama. Putting a little garlic in it, a lot of garlic in it, you know, but that's garlic powder. And I'm using our canned barbecue sauce that we canned this year. So I'll be putting this on top of it. But those are all the ingredients I'm using on this. We're just keeping this simple. So I'm going to start out by putting my seasoning on my chicken. Nothing to it. And this might look like a lot of seasoning, but what this is going to do is cook down, and we'll end up shredding this chicken so that we can can it. Okay? That's just like your mama. Close that up. I'll use that in. And now my garlic. I just like to make sure when stuff cooking and everybody gets a taste of the seasoning. Again, it's all going to be mixed together, so it really doesn't matter. And she used two crock pots, which you can do that. But I'm using a roaster, and I'm going to let this cook overnight for about 8 hours. Now I could have used a smaller roaster, because we do have a smaller one than this. This was already in the house. I wasn't going to go outside in the garage and dig that one up. So hold on one second, let me wash my hand real quick. Of course, you know, anytime you use some meat, you should wash your hands after you use it. You don't want to do any cross-contamination. Heard that seal? Uh-oh. I'm just going to pour this barbecue sauce across this. And this is a 16-ounce jar. This is a pint-sized jar, just so you know. Oh, and I have 10 pounds of chicken in here. This is some of that chicken we got. We caught that great sale at Piggly Wiggly, where they had the quarter halves in 10-pound bags. And it was like $3.33 for 10 pounds. Yeah. That was a good deal. That's 2. Is that going to be enough? I'm going to put one more. I'm going to do 3. And put a little water in this, so I can get that barbecue sauce that's left in there. I'm doing this over this just in case I'm spill out, because I don't really have a top on this. And I'm going to transfer that into that jar and do the same thing. Get the residue out of this one. And last one. Because she went through the trouble of making this barbecue sauce. And I will link in the description the video where we made this barbecue sauce for you. So you can go back and look at that if you want to. Okay, so I think three jars is going to be enough. It's equivalent to you going to the grocery store and buying 3 of the smaller jars there. But I think those are like 12 ounces, where these are 16 ounces. So, and again, this is going to be in a rush, so I'm going to put it on, let's say 200. We're going to put it on 200 and let it cook slow and low for 8 hours. So right now it's 10 at night. It's probably going to end up cooking longer than 8 hours, because I'm not going to get up at what they'll be 6 o'clock in the morning. 8. They'll be at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm probably not going to, but I usually get up about 7 or 8. So it won't matter. It just be cooking for a little bit longer. It'll be fine. And like I said, we're just going to let this cook slow and low for the next 8 to 10 hours, whatever. And I will bring you back in the morning when I take this out, or before I shred it, so you can see what it looks like. Because I could can it with the bones, but we don't want the bones. We're doing shredded chicken. So once it's cooking and everything, I will be deboning it, taking the bones out, so that I can shred it up more. I guess I could have cooked it a different way and did it that way, but that's not what I want to do. I'm trying to make my life easy. All right, so I will see you in a few, the next clip. All right. Good morning, beautiful people. This is Tanya. Okay, so my chicken has been cooking all night, and actually I came downstairs around 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning and put it on warm because it was done. Open this from me. Move that lid over. And this is what the chicken looks like now. Like I said, it's been on warm. So now all I have to do is debone it. And as you see, it comes right off the bone, because it is done. See? Easy. Now the only thing I need to do is take the bones out. So I'll be taking the bones out, and then I'll shred the chicken. And once I get all that done, I will bring you back and let you see before I start canning. Because as you see, I have my canning station set up, ready to go. Pan over. I have my pressure cooker, because this will have to be pressure can. Have my pressure canning with my water inside. And my canner calls for 3 quarts of water. So I have that inside. So I'll be starting my canning once I get this deboned. And you can do it with or without the skin. I'm thinking I'll probably leave the skin in, because skin gives flavor, but it just depends. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. If I end up taking some skin out, fine. If I leave it in, that's fine too. But again, I'll be back and show you what it looks like after I get it deboned and the meat shredded. Okay? All right. See you in a few. Okay, so I'm back. It took me about 30-40 minutes to debone the chicken. And I tried to get out as many bones as I can see. I'm still running across some, but as I see them, I take them out. I used 2 forks before. I didn't use my hand because this stuff was hot, first of all. Now it's at room temperature. Just so you know. There's another bone. Like I said, as I come across them, I try to take them out. But that's easier said than done, especially when you're working with barbecue sauce. But here's the thing. Everybody in my house is grown or an adult. So, and the youngest person that might be eating some of this is my niece. and she's 8. So she has enough sense not to eat a bone. So we're just gonna leave it at that. How about that? And we're gonna go ahead and start canning. And again, if I run across a bone, another bone, I'll take it out. But I do have this shredded up in here. Have to make shred it. And I did try to pull out the fat when I saw it. So there's that too. Let me show you what I have, because I have little piles over here. Oops. See, those are my bones, my fat that I pulled out. Because remember, I'm doing legs and thighs, or as they say, quarter pieces is what I'm doing. So I have a pot, my canner that is, heating up on the stove. And I tried to get some of this stuff as small as I could. Is that a piece of meat? Yep, that's a piece of meat. See? It's meat. I thought that was a bone. Anyway, let's move on. So now we're going to start canning. Let me move this to the right. And like I said, the candles there room, let me move this over so I can get closer to the thing. This is at room temperature. I'm stirring it there so I can have this meat equally incorporated, at least as equal as I can get it. I'm trying not to make too much of a mess. But we'll see what happens. And we're going to leave 1 inch head space. And I did taste it, by the way. It tastes delicious. To my 1 inch. Yep, it's 1 inch. We're using out the bubbling tube. It's impossible to get all the bubbles out, but you want to do what you can to get them to move around. Now 1 inch. Trying to find some place to put this where it won't make a mess. And once we get that filled, because we are doing protein, we need to make sure our lids are rims that are can't speak. It's clean. So I have vinegar in this. Get my paper towel in there. Get some of the excess off. Wipe around my rims. Get any food that I might have gotten on there off. Put my lid on. My ring, fingertip tight. See? Pretty. And we're gonna put this in the canner. Again, my canner sitting up here warming up. So it's not hot. It's starting to get a little warm. And my jars are at room temperature. Let's do that one more time. Get as close as I can get. Again, I saw Homestead Heart do this, and I thought that's a wonderful idea. We have barbecue sandwiches. That's a big hunk of meat right there. You got barbecue sandwiches or barbecue whatever in the wintertime. Awesome. Now I'm not sure how many pints I'm gonna get out of this. like I said, it was 10 pounds of chicken. So I'm hoping I get 10 pints. But we'll see. Over there out of the way. Then we get the 1-inch head space. You want to do bubbling. Anytime you have solids, you should debubble, okay? And because I'm doing barbecue sauce, that's why I have this sitting on paper towel, because I knew this was gonna be messy, at least messy for me. And then we'll wipe around the rims. That's a little bit more than 1 inch. Let me take a little bit of that out. We're gonna err on the side of caution. Just a little bit. Is that better? Yep, that's better. Put that spoon over there. And let's wipe our rims again, because we might have gotten them dirty when we did that. Because we do want our stuff to seal. Again, we can put our lids on, and then our rings, fingertip tight. Another jar into the canner. And like I said, these are still warm. And so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up. I will bring you back once I finish, and you will see. And we'll both be surprised at how many I get. All right, see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm finished, and I ended up getting 9 pints. So yay! And this is, just in case you didn't know, this is some of the vinegar I had left over that I was using to clean the rim. I'm just gonna pour that into my water, and that will help to keep your jars from clouding. Okay, so I pour that in. Let me straighten this up so I can have it right. I'm doing all this before I actually put the lid on. And like I said, again, my pot is heating up, but I don't have it turned all the way up yet. Like I said, I have 9 pints, and because this is meat, this is going to process for 75 minutes. For pints, if they were quarts, they will process for 90 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and let the system do what it do, and I'll bring you back at the end of the 90-minute processing time, which in actuality is probably going to be, I'm going to say about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. So I'll see you in a few hours. Okay, so I'm back, and it's been a few hours later. So I pressured the barbecue for 75 minutes. Let it come down from the pressure after it processed. I let it sit, even after it had come down, I let it sit for about I guess 45 more minutes with the lid on. Then I kind of move the top or open the top somewhat and let it slowly vent for another 15 minutes. So now we're ready to take it out. And I did hear some of my pots pinging. So it looks like, yep, looks like they all have sealed. So let's start taking them out. And I did get some siphoning, which is to be expected. I'd be surprised if I didn't get any. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and put these down. And I will show them to you once I get them finished. And let me show you inside the pot since we're talking about it. Let me move this out the way. Hopefully I don't drop you. Okay, see all that down in there? So I had some siphoning going on one of my containers. I'm not sure which one it was, but you can see the liquid down in there. So that lets you know some siphoning going on, which, like I said, normally when you do meat, you get some siphoning. So let me, like I said, go ahead and get these out and then put them over here so they can cool, finish cooling, because they are still hot. Now the pot is kind of warm, so I know they're still hot. All right, so I will bring it back once I get them done. Okay, I'm back. So like I said, I did get some siphoning, which is to be expected. I was expecting that, and it looks like it might have been out of this jar in particular. But I might be wrong, but I'm thinking it's probably this jar right here. I'm not touching it because they're still hot. I can feel the heat coming off the top of them, but I do show that they have all sealed, and we're gonna leave them sitting here for the next 24 hours. So once you take things out of the canner, put them where you're going to put them, leave them, don't bother them, let them sit there. So they'll be sitting here for the next 24 hours. At that time, I will take the rings off, check to make sure they're still sealed, and wash the jars, label them, and put them away. So that's my barbecue chicken, and it smells great. I must say, it do smell great. So that's my barbecue chicken. Again, using my recipe, I will put down in the description the link for Homestead Heart, so you can go and look at her video, and you might like her recipe better, because like I said, I just do what I normally do, and she might and hers is a little bit different from mine, but you know, we all have our own way that we like to do things, and we have our own seasons that we have a preference for. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and leave a legacy. Y'all have a great day. Bye.